Hey Bernie, Tim Handren, your mayor here, and we've got a different topic to cover today. I'm obviously joined by a guest here. Some of you may have forgotten who this is, but this is Bob Manning. Bob Manning is a former city council member in Boerne, and he took on a very, very important role in our community a couple years at my request, and he is the co-chair of the Kendall County Boerne Fair Oaks Transportation Committee. You know that's an important topic for our community, is to address transportation. And Bob, I just want to thank you for being here today, and maybe we can just chat a little bit about some things that are coming up. We're going to talk about this new thing, the Boerne Mobility Master Plan that we're working on, but a lot of people don't understand how's the Transportation Committee and how does Boerne, as we're doing our mobility plan, how does all that come together? And I thought it'd be important to maybe give people a quick update on the Transportation Committee and where it's come from and where it is.
And we have 19 voting members, and we've been spending our time trying to speak amongst just a collection of folks who live and work in this community. There are no outside consultants running our process. We brought in national experts to educate us on issues such as roundabouts and environmental sensitivities over karst features, etc. But we've maintained control of the helm of the process.
We've had a couple of meetings now for our Kendall County Trails Subcommittee group, and it's actually been a pretty productive time. And yeah, we're making progress.
So I know I'm deeply appreciative of what you and Commissioner Durden have led, because I think this has been overdue to get a group like this together again. I think the last time we did one of these studies with the citizens group like this was well over a decade ago. And I think that's making great progress. One of the goals that you and I talked about when I asked you to do this is we do want transparency and we do want this in the open.
Our mission is to bring forth a program, a three-phase program, to address congestion and mobility in our community in a way that's environmentally responsible, is effective at congestion relief, and is supportive of appropriate economic development. And in that regard, our mission is to put those recommendations into three buckets. Short-term recommendations to address near-term current congestion issues and mobility challenges. Secondly, long-term recommendations around projects or programs that could outlive all of us in the room. Thirdly, a bucket of policy recommendations that going forward could guide how land is developed, how developments come to be, how roads and mobility come to be in our community.
Boerne has kicked off a project that's called the Boerne Mobility Master Plan, and that really is to take a look at all the things that we need to do within the city's authority or domain to start planning for traffic and other forms of mobility, right? Whether it's pedestrian walking, biking trails, hiking trails, or roads that we need to think about. And start taking some of the input that's going to come from the Transportation Committee and other input that the city's obviously had. We have to worry about maintenance of roads, and I don't think that's anything you've worried about on the committee.
Right.
But our mobility master plan is going to be laying out over the next 10 years the plan, so now we can start working on the funding component of what we need to do within the city of Boerne. I would hope that what happens with your recommendations to Kendall County and Fair Oaks also bleeds into their planning for the future. But one of the things that I've been very insistent on with Jeff Carroll and the city of Boerne is, as we are doing our Boerne Mobility Master Plan, that we include in our team folks from the county, so that we're all working together and we're not doing this in a vacuum or isolation, that we're thinking about the context of all the great work that just came out of the Transportation Committee.
That component's been missing in my time in Boerne, the integration of the city and the county, the city of Fair Oaks, and additionally the Boerne Independent School District. The insights and suggestions that they brought forth during our process have been stunning to me. The ability to listen to the needs of the school district in terms of getting children to and from school safely and conveniently, additionally without putting school buses needlessly out on congested roads. Highway 46 East particularly comes to mind. There are a host of suggestions of easy ways our community could agree to open up gates at times during the day in gated communities for a couple of hours in the morning and afternoons, and buses could save miles of driving. So I appreciate your idea of integrating and having a complete conversation in our community.
So we're going to take everything that comes from the committee that you and Don Dirt have been co-chairing. Again, I'm very appreciative of the work that's gone to that from you and everyone that's been on the committee. And now this starts to feed into the Boerne Mobility Master Plan. Part of the process that we're going to go through with this Boerne Mobility Master Plan, we've hired an outside consultant to help us do some engineering studies and some other traffic studies, traffic counts that feed into where the traffic really is in the parts of the city or the ETJ that Boerne has to control. That whole process of transparency and inclusion with the community, public comments and all that will continue as we go through this project. It doesn't stop. And as we get a little deeper into the detailed planning of what's important, we will be asking for community continued involvement as we prioritize and we fund now the projects that need to happen in order to improve mobility in Boerne. And that's not just traffic. That's pedestrian, that's bicycle, that's walking trails, everything we need. That's the whole point of this project, right, is to now turn this into action. Lots of planning, now into action, so we can start seeing the results of the hard work that the Transportation Committee and other work that's gone on in the city and the county. So stay tuned for more to come on this topic, because we're going to continue to keep you informed. That's always been my commitment, and I will continue to live up to that. Thanks, Bernie.